I don't know if anyone has noticed, but there have been a lot of bomb scares and fires, particularly at the Griffith Observatory. And now, one that just popped up was a bomb scare at the Greek Theater, which canceled the show of a popular YouTuber. So I'm not sure about that story, but they had to evacuate the Greek Theater. The Griffith Observatory was evacuated as the LAPD bomb squad checked a suspicious package, and on Tuesday, Griffith Park and Griffith Observatory, there was a fire that destroyed a few dozen acres, I believe it was. So I'm going to get into the article on deadline.com. So this comes from the business section of Deadline.com. Griffith Observatory was temporarily evacuated in a bomb scare. Access to the observatory has now been restored. So I've been to Griffith Observatory several times. It's a great place to go with children, families, for field trips. I'm sure students take field trips there. You can learn about space exploration, astronomy, science, engineering. There are also areas where you can picnic around there. You can see the Hollywood sign from the observatory, and go on a hike, take a nice picnic. So it's a nice place to go for the summer or any time of year, really. It's probably best to go early in the morning, and they offer different shows there. So it is a very busy place. I'm explaining to you what you can do there, the different activities you can do, because it seems to be, well, every time I go, it's very busy. So it's a very popular place also for tourists. So here, it was published July 14th, 2018. They say the Griffith Observatory is an iconic LA landmark and location for many classic films and television shows, but it was evacuated Saturday afternoon after the suspicious package was reported on the grounds. So it's probably during a peak time, because usually in the afternoon you have a lot of people there. A park ranger requested LAPD assistance around 1 p.m. The LAPD said an employee noticed the package outside on the east side of the building. So that's closer to the south face of the hill that goes down into a picnic area. LAPD told visitors and hikers on nearby trails to evacuate. Upon further investigation, the package was deemed harmless and access was restored around 4 p.m. The bomb scare comes 4 days after the observatory was evacuated because of a nearby brush fire that charred about 25 acres. Saturday was the first day of operations following that incident. So I think they opened this observatory a little too quickly, but you know how they are. They want their money. And the only thing you really pay for, when you go to Griffith Observatory, well, two things. You pay for parking. It's like $4 per car. You pay at a meter, and you pay for the shows that you see inside. So there's, I believe, 2 or 3 planetarium shows you see in there, and they may be about $15 per person, but that's it. They say here what movies have the observatory been featured in. That's really not important. And I'm saying that's not important because people could have lost their lives. They could have been seriously injured. Children could have been at risk. So saying what movies it's starring in is once again indicating that they care more about money, and because they're telling people who would be reading this like a tourist, oh, look at all the nice movies the observatory was featured in. Nobody cares about that right now. Oh, Lord. So be careful if you're here in LA, if you're visiting LA soon. Just be careful. Be careful anywhere, of course, in these days. But especially if you're in this area, just be careful. Sometimes it's not the animals and the wildlife you have to worry about. Sometimes it's the animals on 2 legs. To remember that even though it was a suspicious package that was deemed harmless, it may not be that way in the future, since this is the second time they've had an incident at Griffith Observatory. I'm going to keep my black ass away from the observatory for now. I will be traveling and seeing other things. I might go back to the Getty Museum before the Egyptian, or I think they had a lot of Egyptian artifacts. So before that exhibit leaves in August, I may go back there and visit, but I'll be sure to keep my head on a swivel. You all do the same. I will hope that you stay safe as much as possible. Thank you for watching my video. I'll of course leave a link to this in the description box. Have a great day, and of course, stay safe.